How diabetics can eat potatoes without blood sugar spikes. Embark on a culinary journey where diabetics can savor potatoes without the stress of blood sugar spikes. This informative guide will instruct you on selecting low glycemic index potatoes, leveraging resistant starch for blood sugar management, and adopting cooking methods that maintain your health. Learn the art of enjoying this versatile vegetable in a way that aligns with diabetic dietary needs, keeping your glucose levels balanced and your palate satisfied. Number 1. Choose the right type of potatoes. Choosing the right type of potatoes is crucial for diabetics because different varieties have different amounts of resistant starch and glycemic indices, GI. Resistant starch functions differently than typical starches. It travels through the stomach and small intestine undigested, reaching the colon where it acts more like fiber. This can be beneficial for blood sugar control as it doesn't cause a quick rise in blood sugar levels like other starches. Potatoes like karasma or new potatoes generally have a lower GI, meaning they are digested more slowly and cause a more gradual rise in blood glucose. The presence of resistant starch in these varieties is key. It not only slows digestion but can also improve insulin sensitivity over time. This makes these potatoes a smarter choice for diabetics, who can enjoy them without significant blood sugar spikes, provided they are cooked and consumed in moderation. Number 2. Control portion size. As we continue, please subscribe to this channel if you're finding this video helpful. Thank you. Controlling portion size is a critical strategy for diabetics to enjoy potatoes without triggering blood sugar spikes. The quantity of carbohydrates consumed at one time has a direct impact on blood glucose levels. Smaller portions mean fewer carbs and a lower glycemic load, leading to a slower, smaller rise in blood sugar. When diabetics eat a moderate portion of potatoes, particularly those higher in resistant starch, they benefit in 2 ways. First, the lower volume of digestible carbohydrates lessens the immediate glucose release into the bloodstream. Second, resistant starch, which is less likely to be broken down into sugar in the early stages of digestion, can improve insulin sensitivity and over time may help in managing blood sugar levels more effectively. Mindful portion control, along with selecting the right potato variety, becomes a practical approach to incorporating this starchy vegetable into a diabetic-friendly diet. Number 3. Combine with protein and healthy fats. When diabetics combine potatoes with protein and healthy fats, it can significantly temper blood sugar spikes. Proteins and fats digest at a slower rate compared to carbohydrates, which means they can slow the absorption of glucose into the bloodstream. This is particularly important when consuming carbohydrates like potatoes, which alone can cause a rapid rise in blood sugar. Eating potatoes alongside sources of protein, such as chicken, fish, tofu, or beans, and healthy fats, like avocados, nuts, or olive oil, changes the overall glycemic load of the meal. The presence of fat and protein changes the body's hormonal responses. Insulin is released more steadily, and glucagon, which helps regulate glucose release from the liver, is managed more effectively. This results in a more gradual increase in blood sugar levels rather than a sharp spike, making it easier for diabetics to maintain better glycemic control. Number 4. Avoid high GI preparations. Avoiding high glycemic index GI preparations of potatoes is vital for diabetics aiming to prevent blood sugar spikes. The GI measures how quickly a food can raise blood glucose levels. High GI foods lead to rapid increases, which are not ideal for blood sugar management. High GI preparations typically include methods like frying or mashing potatoes, which break down the complex carbohydrates into simpler sugars that are absorbed quickly into the bloodstream. By choosing lower GI cooking methods, such as boiling, baking with the skin on, or roasting with minimal oil, potatoes maintain more of their natural complex carbohydrate structure. This slows down the digestive process, leading to a more gradual release of glucose. Additionally, These methods tend to preserve more of the potato's natural resistant starch content, which further delays digestion and the subsequent absorption of glucose, helping to maintain steadier blood sugar levels post-meal. Number 5. Eat potatoes with the skin on. Eating potatoes with the skin on can be beneficial for diabetics aiming to avoid blood sugar spikes. The skin of a potato is a rich source of dietary fiber, which has a substantial impact on the digestion and absorption of carbohydrates. Fiber does not break down into glucose and therefore does not raise blood sugar levels. Instead, it slows the overall digestion process, leading to a slower release of sugars from the potato's starch into the bloodstream. This gradual release prevents the sharp peaks in blood glucose that can occur after eating high-carbohydrate foods. Moreover, the fiber in potato skins can improve satiety, meaning that it can help you feel full longer, which might reduce the overall intake of calories and carbohydrates. In effect, keeping the skin on potatoes not only provides nutritional benefits but also contributes to more stable blood glucose control. Number 6. Cooling potatoes. Cooling potatoes after cooking can help diabetics manage blood sugar levels more effectively. This process increases the amount of resistant starch in the potatoes. Unlike normal starch, resistant starch is not immediately broken down into glucose. Instead, it passes through the small intestine relatively undigested and is fermented in the large intestine, similar to dietary fiber. This fermentation process produces short-chain fatty acids, which can help regulate blood sugar by improving insulin sensitivity. When potatoes are cooled, some of the starches that have gelatinized during cooking recrystallize into a form that resists digestion. Eating cooled potatoes thus results in a lower glycemic response compared to eating them hot. This means that the blood sugar rise is slower and smaller, which is critical for diabetes management. Serving potatoes cold in dishes like potato salad, or reheating them after they've been cooled, can maintain this resistant starch content. Number 7. Monitor blood sugar levels. Monitoring blood sugar levels enables diabetics to understand how their bodies respond to potatoes, providing insights into how different varieties and preparation methods affect their glucose control. By checking their levels before and after consuming potatoes, diabetics can identify the portion sizes and types that work best for them. This tailored approach helps avoid unexpected spikes, as it allows individuals to adjust their intake and meal composition based on real-time feedback. It's a proactive measure that empowers diabetics to make informed dietary choices that maintain stable blood sugar levels, ensuring potatoes can be enjoyed as part of a balanced diet. Number 8. Physical activity. Incorporating physical activity into your routine can significantly enhance your body's ability to manage blood sugar levels when consuming potatoes. Exercise stimulates muscles to absorb glucose for energy, which can decrease blood sugar levels. This mechanism is particularly helpful after a meal containing carbohydrates, such as potatoes. For diabetics, timing a walk or some form of moderate exercise after eating can help in using up the glucose that enters the bloodstream, reducing the risk of a spike. Making physical activity a regular part of diabetes management can aid in maintaining steadier blood sugar levels and allow for more dietary flexibility. Number 9. Medication timing. Proper medication timing is essential for diabetics, especially when consuming carbohydrate-rich foods like potatoes. Medications such as insulin or other blood sugar-lowering drugs are designed to work in the body's peak time of need. By synchronizing medication administration with meal times, the efficacy of the medication coincides with the rise in blood sugar levels that occurs after eating. This means that if a diabetic takes their medication just before a meal with potatoes, the medication can counteract the blood sugar rise more effectively, helping to prevent spikes and maintain blood glucose control. It's a strategic approach to harmonized medication's peak action with post-meal blood sugar levels. In conclusion, Diabetics can enjoy potatoes without the fear of blood sugar spikes by adopting smart strategies. Selecting low GI potato varieties, controlling portions, combining with protein and healthy fats, avoiding high GI preparations, consuming potatoes with their skin, cooling them to enhance resistant starch, and diligently monitoring blood sugar levels are all effective tactics. Coupled with timely physical activity and medication, these methods can make potatoes a safe and enjoyable part of a diabetic diet. You might also want to watch this video for other diabetic-friendly foods. And please subscribe to this channel if you found this video helpful. Thank you for watching.